So, like I said in the last video, I actually bought this about 2, maybe almost 3 months ago, and I never got around to building it. Just because for most of the last, well, basically since I came back out here in May, I've been working, 11 to 12 hour days, 12 days in a row. So we got 12 days on, 2 days off. And those 2 days, there was a stretch where I was doing some kind of Lego building just about every weekend. But I did all of my modular stuff. I bought this. I was really excited to do it, but I just never got around to it. A lot of good movies started coming out. I was hanging out with some friends a lot. And then when things finally started to relax at work, when we got our weekends back, then it was only a couple more weeks, and then it was Christmas time, and I was away for a couple of weeks, and I started thinking it'd be nice to start doing videos again, but as I said earlier in another video, I didn't have really the means to do any editing. Now that I do, I figured I might as well do a build-up of the set. Because it's an advanced kit. It's not something that can be done like just in an afternoon, or just dump all the pieces out on a table and just build it in an hour. Something like this does require a little bit of strategy. Now, I've read techniques from other builders. That's literally what they do, is they just dump everything out on a table and just fish for pieces as they need them. I don't like to do things that way. Because I find that if you organize yourself a little bit at the start, it saves yourself a lot of time at the end. So with this many pieces, like I said, I've said before, this one has 1,334 parts. So, there's nothing more frustrating to me when you're building something this big that you need just that one last 1 by 1 flat tile, and you can't find it. But you don't want to move on to the next step, because then you're going to forget, or it might get covered up, or it might be somewhere you can't reach it, and you'll have to disassemble half of the model to put that piece in when you do find it. So I like to sort and organize all of my pieces before I even snap 2 of them together. So without further ado, let's get started, and we'll talk a little bit about what actually comes in the box. You can see here the box has a photo of the completed model. It doesn't really show off much of the features on the front, just kind of catches your eye with some attractive, just an attractive photograph. Also on the bottom corner here, it shows the dimensions. It's 30 centimeters long, or just short of 1 foot, and it shows that the roof can come off. Box back tells us a little bit more about what this thing can do. It's got opening doors for the camper area. The roof, the camper roof itself, can raise up and down. Has a detailed engine and plenty of detailed interior space. And then finally, there's a photograph of an actual VW microbus which was used as reference for the model. The set includes 2 separate instruction books, which are inside of a baggie with cardboard backing so they don't get bent or damaged, as often happens with many of the smaller sets. You can see the manual uses a copy of the box art, and instructions are typical for Lego, very clear and colorful. I like, in modern times, they've started adding these little inset boxes that tell you exactly which pieces you're going to need for any given step, and how many of each one. So you can see it starts with the chassis and the engine detail, and then moves into the frame moving forward. First booklet goes as far as you've got partial interior detail completed and partial side walls for the main body of the van. Rear actually shows off a few of the modular buildings. This is the fire hall and the pet shop, both of which I own. This is the emporium, which I do not.
Book 2 has the exact same cover art, and again, just picks up where we left off. You can see there's lots of really neat interior detail going on inside this thing, lots of opening doors and panels. Very advanced, very complex build I'm really looking forward to. And then the last couple of pages are simply an inventory of all the different pieces that come with the kit. And then, of course, after the inventory, there's a couple of cross-sells for from some sets that I believe the Maersk train, cargo train, is discontinued. But I have still seen the London Bridge, kicking around in stores here and there. And this, actually, I'm really excited about this. I kind of want to get my hands on it. Has a spinning engine, and the flaps and ailerons are all functional. There's a control stick inside the cockpit that is working, that actually actuates these rigging cables and actually works the flaps and ailerons. It's really, really cool looking. But I don't have it yet, but it's probably something I'm going to get in the next year if I can still find it. And then the last page is just kind of some survey information and a photo of the, I guess which was new at this time, was the Town Hall set. Set also includes a couple of sticker sheets. Some, you can see there that says "Make Lego Models, Not War," and kind of a surfer scene, and some other license plates and other stickers. I'm not really sure what they're for. But these appear to be clear backed. And then here we have a chrome set of stickers. We've got the VW logo, and I think those might be rear view mirrors, or it might be our rear view mirror, I'm not sure. Getting into the actual parts, this set includes 15 different bags of pieces of various sizes. There. That's quite the mountain of pieces. Curiously, none of the bags are numbered. Many other kits of this size, especially the modulars, each bag has a number on it based on where in the build it goes. So with the ground floor of a modular building would be labeled number 1, second floor would be labeled 2, and third floor would be labeled 3. So you'd only need to open bags labeled 1 or 2 or 3 at any given time, depending on where you are in the build process. This one, everything is unnumbered, so it'd be a bit of a challenge to find everything. So as I said, I like to start off by organizing all the pieces as I open each individual bag. Makes it a lot easier as the process goes on to find what you need. So first I start to group by color and then by brick type. And once I have everything all sorted and separated, or in the case of a small bag like this, it's not really necessary because you can just pick out pieces as you need them. Matching parts, I will attach together sort of to help to find them later on, so that they don't get separated or they don't get misplaced. You can see here with these 1x2 flat plates, I'm staggering them so that each individual one is very easy to pop off at any given time. Whereas if you attach them like that, then they're much trickier to pop apart. Staggering them, I find, is a quick and convenient way of handling it without causing undue stress or having to resort to using the fingernail method. So out of this baggie, this would be all of the 2x1 gray flat tiles or bricks. Now we'll do all of the white ones. It's a time-consuming process, but I find that it saves a lot more time in the end because, as I said before, you know, there's nothing more frustrating when building a set when you're looking for one of these little pieces in a pile of you know, 500 or 1,000 pieces spread out all across your table, and there's no rhyme or reason to where anything is. So, you know, for something about this size, it'll take about an hour to sort everything, but it might save 2 hours in the actual build. Now, in quite a lot of builds, you'll get pieces like these, flat top tile pieces that don't have the studs for connecting to other parts. So in cases like these, I'll just set these off typically to the right. All the pieces that that have studs on them, I'm set over to the left. All the pieces that don't, I move over to the right. And I find that once I've got everything in place over here, then once again I can sort first by color and then by type, and just keep everything in kind of small separated piles. And then special pieces like this is a hairbrush. I'll just usually kind of set all those off in a separate pile and just kind of try and keep track of them and where they are and what they're doing. Parts such as these hinges usually come disassembled. It's fairly likely that they'll be assembled in the standard configuration during the build, so you might as well, I find, I just assemble them straight away. When it comes to the full-size bricks, I don't bother to stagger them like I do with the smaller plates, because they're much easier to separate since you got a lot more real estate you can grab and pull off from. These 4 silver satellite dishes, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that they're probably the hubcaps. So now we're already getting into some of the larger pieces. These would appear to be struts for the frame itself. I'm going to guess there's probably 2 of these bags, because this one only contains two wheels and tires. So car wouldn't be much good with only 2 wheels. So that kind of leads me to believe, like I said, that there will be another matched baggie like this. And same with those hinges. I'm just going to go ahead and assemble the wheels and tires right now. Means fewer pieces to keep track of for later. Oof. One thing I like to do when I'm working with these 1x1 tiles is when I stick them together, I rotate each one 45 degrees from the last, so there's always a little bit of a corner to grab to pop them apart. Always makes life a little bit easier. Like I said, I thought there might be a matched baggie for that one that had the wheels in it, so we'll just grab what we did from the last one and just combine them all together. Same as if they all came out of the same bag. Whenever there's bits of fabric in a set, they usually come in a little box like this. This would appear to be the tarp for the raised roof section for the camper itself. I'm not actually...
Fumble fingers. I'm not actually going to open it until I'm actually ready to use it, but when I do, I will show off the fabric itself. But for now, it'll just set off to one side. That's a lot of windows. In cases like this, it's probably easiest to, rather than keep them all combined as one complete unit, as I do with everything else, to probably separate them into a couple of pieces so they're not all over the place. Here are those. As you can probably see, we're already starting to run out of space to work here. It's even more frustrating when you've got the big modulars whose bases take up like this much real estate just in and of themselves. So it really doesn't leave you a lot of space to dig for parts. I don't know why, but whenever I get a bunch of these 2x4 upward sloping bricks, I always try to assemble them into some kind of wacky shape. Can't really say why I do it, but it's only with these ones. Never with any other kind of shapes. It's just these. I don't know why. I get a kick out of it. How about that? We got a steering wheel. One thing I like to do when I get some of these 2x1 types of bricks is I'll, rather than doing them end to end, is I'll make them into pairs side by side and then like rotate 90 degrees so that I'll end up with, rather than being, 6 of these long, it's only 3 of them long, but it's 2 of them wide. So it takes up a little bit less space on the table, and it's a little less likely that they're going to come apart if they fall on the floor. So now you can see we've got everything divvied up based on type. But it's all kind of a mishmash. Everything's just kind of wherever I had room to put it when I was done sorting. So now it's just a matter of doing a quick sort based on color, so that like colors are grouped together, sort of like this burgundy. These red plates will all go together. So it's just a matter of looking for the red group and then finding the individual pieces within that red group to find what you're looking for. So that's all the reds now grouped together. I'll just move them off kind of to the side and then start working on the black. And then everything, as I move on to the next color, will just get kind of pushed over to the side and hopefully won't get separated too much from their matching colors. Well, you can see now everything's all divvied up based on color and type. So if at any point I need one of these 2x4 flat plates, I can just reach over and grab one. If I need one of these 2x2 sloped bricks, I can just grab one. I've got a decent sized open space here to work on stuff. It's not optimal, but it'll do. All of the tiles are separated off to the right. Not just tiles, but any like Technic parts, like these, or Technic pins, such as these. Any parts that don't either have a stud on the top or some other means of attaching to another part, they always get shuffled off to the right and then separated out by color. And kind of divided up
in a way to make it a little easier to find what's what. So, you know, these hinge brick bases, you know, they're all grouped together. These 2x4 curved slope top bricks are, you know, they're all separated out together, etc., etc. So everything's, you know, relatively easy to spot. Everything's fairly easy to reach. And it pretty much exactly was like I said. It took about an hour to sort everything out. So it wasn't too bad. It's time consuming, but, you know, it saves a lot of time in the end. I figure this will probably save me at least 90 minutes of searching around for bits and pieces. If everything was just strewn out on a pile. I mean, you can see how many pieces this is. This is about 1,335 odd parts kicking around here. So, you know, if I was just looking for a stray one of these and it was sitting under, you know, a dozen of these and a half dozen of these, and just everything was just strewn about with no rhyme or reason to where anything was, it could take forever to find. And then you get to the next step and you need, you know, one of these and one of these, and then this very specific part, which looks like, you know, there might be 2 or 3 others similar to this, but that don't have the speedometer marking printed on it. So you could be looking for hours to find just one random thing. And I have done that, you know, when building the pet shop. I was looking for, you know, one specific little piece for about 45 minutes. Because I didn't want to move on, because I knew I'd forget about it if I did. But since now we've got everything sorted out, we'll take a break here and we'll come back in a day or so and we'll actually get started on building this sucker.